Welcome back, guys, United Faithful. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. And you know what it is, guys. Smash the likes. Good morning to all of you. It's Sunday and it's match day. What a weekend of football there was so far. Plenty to talk about. And trust me, we'll get to it. But first, let's focus on the main event because, Manchester United are heading to Ipswich Town today. The stakes couldn't be higher because, fellas, rivals are tripping over themselves like a carnival drunk man on Juve. You know what it is, guys. Let's start with the best. You know what I mean, Man City. Guys, the citizens, what can we say about them? They got spanked by the Spurs. And can you imagine Haaland walking into the locker room, no goals, just vibes, while the Spurs defense have him in their back pockets last week like a park bus? Guys, what's really going on with Pep? It's crazy. Who cares, really? You know what I mean? Some other teams got some points. No one really cares. You know what I mean? The real thing is we have a golden chance today to make up some points on some of our rivals. And you know what, guys? We're going to be facing the noisy neighbors not too far away in the future. So while others are dropping points, we definitely need to get our points and keep the pressure on. Can Amarim do it? Can we must not underestimate Ipswich Town. They have been playing well. They're no easy side, but you know what I mean? They're still Ipswich Town, and we are Man United. Could we have that manager bounce, guys? What are you saying? What are you saying? City is yo. I mean, it is what it is. United attack needs to get firing today, guys. Rashford, Bruno. I don't mean, are you listening? What you saying? We need to get some goals. Ahmad, whoever starting, whoever in these lineup today, whether it's Anthony at right wing back pulling an assist, you never know what could go on. But come on, man. We need to watch this game with some intent because we had to get some points today. We definitely gonna need 3 points. What you guys saying this morning? Big up to Joe Blackman in the building. Of course, if you're smashing those likes and you're waiting, guys, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. You know what it is. It's Trini time. It's Sunday, so it's a little bit of vibes. It's Manchester United match day. I see Mick Ruby is pulling up. I don't know if he's gonna jump in, but if he's gonna jump in, he can have his say at any time. Big up to the gaff in the building. Big up to Joe Stephanie Griffith as well. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Joe is very excited to see what Aramim has to offer. You know what I mean? It's going to be very interesting. It's a short period of time. He didn't really get much training sessions in one or two. Big up to Mick Ruby. What's good? What's good? And it's going to be interesting. Let's hear what you guys are thinking. I know Mick is going to come in and have his say. If you're ready, you could just pop in, bro. You could just pop in and say what you have to say, what you're feeling, because it's match day. It's Sunday. I know a few hours before the game. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going on. Big up to Casimir in the building. Yo, Biku, top of the table for you, buddy. Top of the table for you. But we're gonna get there. It's gonna have a flip around come January, you know what I mean? Hopefully you don't pick up a string of losses like the Citizens. It's not looking good, bro. Citizens are back. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. A Hoyland brace, 4-0 United win. That's some big chest, Stephanie. That's some big chest. You know what I'm saying? Kukonki making a debut. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Mick, what are you saying? You're coming in? Big up. Big up. What's going
I,
on with you this morning? How
I'm
you
still
feeling?
fucking, I'm still fucking laughing at Pep Guardiola from yesterday. Seriously, I, and
I
Hoyland
mean,
scoring four. Yeah, that's cool, right?
I
4-0
didn't even
yesterday. Pump.
expect that, I did,
I mean,
expect today to be a
I mean,
fun day.
man,
Like Stephanie
Spurs
was
done a
saying.
double on them, right? Spurs done a double on them already. They lost against Spurs in the cup as well. And
Yeah.
who would have thought they come rock up to Etihad and pump them with 4-0, right? That's four in the bounce for Pep Guardiola. And what's going on there? He's at a sinking ship, Mark. But who cares? We're gonna look at us today, and of course we're playing away. I don't see it. I see a win, 100%. I can't see any other way. I'm more interested in what Ruben Amorim would say. If you look at this video clip, if I may share,
Yeah, of course.
let's add it to the stage because this was key moment when we covered the press conference.
In the last 10 or 12 years, it's an impossible job, given the caliber of managers that have come before the likes of Louis van Gaal and Jose. What's your perception of that view, and what do you see as your biggest challenge here?
I really don't know the biggest challenge. I will find out during these months. You had here different type of players, coaches. So the guys that won everything, like Van Gaal and Mourinho. You have new ones, like they knew the club inside out, like Solskjaer. Then you have one of the best that there will ever be in the outside the five strongest leagues was Ten Hag. So I don't know. I think we have to improve as a club. We have to acknowledge that we are in the time that we need time, and every coach that comes here needs time. But acknowledge also that we have to win games, and that's it. So I don't have answers for that. You have different type of coaches, the same result. We will try to do it our way, Ineos' way, and my way, and try to win it.
But it's not an impossible job.
That was
No,
key,
of
yeah.
course
That
not.
key
I believe that. Call me naive, but I truly believe that I'm the right guy in the right moment. I could be wrong, but the earth still will turn. The sun will rise again. It doesn't matter. So I'm not worried about that. I truly believe that I'm the right guy for this job.
So the right guy for this job. Like he spoke like a poet, and this is what I like. You know, he went through and praised every single manager, and they say like it's my way or the highway. I feel I have the confidence, I have the aura to make it happen, right? So, you know what? As I said, the wheel was the sun will go up. The wheel was still spinning, but I'm doing it something differently, like And there's something special. There's something magical about this press conference that we covered on Friday. That still resonates well with me, and that was his instant moment, how he captivated the fans, the press, and everyone, the way he spoke. It was so simple, really simple. And he said pretty much like the players are there, the players know how to adapt to the system. Most of them played with 5-4 in the back, but they're football players, they can adapt. And you will expect to see some minor changes, but you will see an identity straight away. And this is why I'm kind of looking forward to, Mark. I don't really care who he picks today. I just want to see, the identity. What is it? Like, how it's going to shape, how we're going to look like. Will it be carnage? Will it be like, I don't think so. With 3 in the back, 4 in the middle, and 3 on top. Really, just go out there and make the kill. 4-0.
Well, it's going to be interesting, that's to be honest, because there's lots of different reports coming in about the possible starting lineup, lots of different varying opinions on who might
Nobody
be where.
knows.
You know what I mean? And no one knows, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I think the next 10 games is an observation period for all Man United fans. I think we definitely need to be observing to see what is going here, what is going there, who is performing, how the system is looking, if the guys, have the faith, to stick into the principles. Because what I would say about Ruben Amorim is like, as much as I back Ten Hag, I did also fancy Amorim as a coach, but from a distance, because, he was at Sporting, we have Ten Hag, but what he did for me was highlight the same issues on, Ten Hag highlighted. He highlighted the same issues some other managers highlighted. He also showed the managers respect, because realistically, the problem always has been time and patience. Now we are at the top stage, so we have to get results. He made that clear. This is Manchester United. Results is an important thing as well. But we need to have patience as a fan base, and I think everyone, we are excited because this manager, his personality is one is an expressive one, so we could understand his point. You know what I mean? He's not one of those guys that not too sure how to deliver what he trying to say to you, like a Ten Hag or like a Van Gaal or or he's not that, he's not the Mourinho type which will drop bombs. You know what I mean? He's just going to keep it simple, be himself, say what he has to say, what he thinks, and be honest about it in which way he can. He did say some key things that I would say, Mick, we have to pay attention to as well. He will back these players until they prove him otherwise.
Yeah, no, true.
I'm not going to say that that's a bad thing. I'm actually thinking that's a positive. So
I
let's
think
see
it's
who
a good
proves him
thing.
right and who proves him wrong. And that's
Yeah, no,
what I'm
I
looking
think
out
it's a
for.
good thing because part of this press conference, he also said, like, and there was a reporter asked him, like, the same players got Ten Hag sacked and everyone else, how are you going to handle it? So he's basically, I'm backing them. So basically, there's only one way, there's my way or the highway. So if you're not following the process, you're not going to play. But I'm here to back and support whenever you want. And we've seen the training clips, how he gets involved in training. Now, others like Sir Alex Ferguson used to sit, like, in his office, watch the training. Managers before used to just, they didn't manage the training, they just picked the team and managing the games. The difference is here with Amarin, he's a playing coach, right? He gets involved. You saw the videos, he likes to get in there, demonstrate, show one-on-one, hey, do this, do that. So for me today, it's all about to see the who he's gone with, right? Who can he trust here to do a job? Now, like, we know the wingbacks are the most important thing. Like, who can play wingback here? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Will we see, like, Garnacho playing a left wing back? I don't know. Would he? I don't know. But I don't think that Rasmus Højlund will start on top. I think he will go with Rashford. It's going to be, like, intriguing to see, but we will find out just before the lineup comes out. But, profound in memory in that live stream that we did, we have so many Portuguese fans tuning in from Porto, from Lisbon, from Benfica, from Sporting. There was part of that stream, and they said, look, you got the right man. So he also backing himself, well, I believe that I'm the right man for the right moment. So yeah, 100%. Now, if you as a manager, as a leader, inspire that winning mentality into your squad, showing that you care, putting an arm around the shoulder, I believe in you, you can do this job. I mean, that goes a long way. Because the problem what we had before, that those managers that we had before, they never spoke to this squad like that. There was a distance.
We don't know that, though, Mick. We can't really
maybe,
say that,
maybe.
Mick.
I'm just no, I know.
Because realistically, the one key thing that I really appreciated him saying is that, he in his first interview when he was interviewed, if you see the picture on the thumbnail, he said, knowing the history about Man United is the job of every single player playing for the squad. They should all take a tour, so they could understand where United came from, why this club is so storied, and the history, the majesty of the club. And that should inspire the players first. Because realistically, if you're not inspired by that, then you don't deserve to be here. And that's the reality.
But didn't he also say, I read a report in the papers that he said the player's been living far too long under Sir Alex Ferguson's shadow?
I mean, he probably said that, but I have nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, that really don't have anything to do with a player mindset. A player, at the end of the day, we can't take responsibility of a player. At the end of the day, the player getting paid, they have a job to do, they have to perform. We could talk about all these fancy things, but if you look at clubs like Real Madrid, or you look at other big clubs like Bayern Munich, their players not living under shadows as well, but they emerging through those shadows. Our players have to find that emergence through adversity. We can't keep making excuses that they need someone to prop them every single time they hit a adverse situation. I think is something we need to focus on. But another question that Compost must bring up, which is really good, where the goals go and come from, as you worry. I mean, we have players, they need 30 shots to score a goal. It's kind of factual in what he's saying there, because a lot of the players they're not that clinical. And this is why I actually think Højlund will start, because technically he's been our most clinical player this season.
Yeah, that's my possibility. The video clip that we played before, I've been thinking about it, because he mentioned with respect every single manager, but he's also backing himself to say, well, this is my area starting. Like, you can't live in the shadow of the past. We will do. And the finishing, like, there's only one way, and that is my way. That's the 3-4-3 system. And play will get it. You will see an identity. You will see from minute one as we kick on the ball lead. So that's why I'm excited about. Who will start on top? Well, Højlund, 100%. Because if we're going to play with two number 10s, that means that the striker will get service, and the wing backs needs to get it as well to put crosses into the box. So I'm more excited in to see the Amarin style of play, how we can adapt and how we can play, right?
I mean, that's what I say. Like, over the course of the next 10 games, I think that's where we should be looking at how we go and really criticize or really, speculate on who going to be the consistent starters going forward. Because, we will see something today, a different formation. We might see different players in different positions, right? How that changed during the course of from today to the next couple games going forward. This is where what I want to see. I want to see what happens, how they react to certain situations, how they perform. And I just go and be supportive. I go and be honest because I want Amarim to be successful. I want Man United to be successful. You know what I mean? I want the players to be successful. You know,
But
regardless of if it's a player I dislike or not. If they're performing well, I will be
yeah,
cheering for them in the
but
stands this
didn't
season.
he also say that you might not see many changes? You might see the same personnel, but a different type of positioning.
I mean, it's relative in how he said it. To be fair, he did say, you know, you may not see too many changes, but you know, there will be some difference in the way that they play. Now,
Yeah.
this is why I keep saying it's on to the players because the manager, he could put his arm around them all he wants. He could, you know, show them in training, but they need to do it on the pitch. So the translation now is what they're gonna do based on his instruction, how they go and execute it. So this is where I'm at. This is what I'm looking at, and I also heard that this morning that Anthony starts at right wing back. I'm looking to see how that looks or what that is, if that is actually a situation. You know, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who starts. I hear Johnny Evans might be starting at the main centre back. Let's see how that goes. You know, I mean, it might be interesting because I heard Rashford is also starting in the 10 next to Bruno, and they playing behind Rasmus Højlund. So it's interesting. And for me, what I would say is that whoever starts the discussion or the starting lineup is going to be an epic one because you know it's going to be a lot of interesting points of opinion to see what these players or collection of players in that starting 11 could do. You have a fair enough idea about probably 5 or 6 players starting, but maybe not exactly where they might start in the team. You know, other than Onana, because we do expect Onana to start in goal. You know
It
what I
kind
mean?
of, I got to ask a question. It kind of feels that we are starting our Premier League season today.
Yeah.
It does kind of like, you know, it starts from now, clean slate from today until the end of May. Right? Does it feel like that for you? Because it kind of feels a little bit like this for me. Like, you know, we've been sleeping for the past 11 games, like, you know, not really performing. But yeah, no, I'm just like, you know, I'm looking forward for this game. Of course, I want to win. Who doesn't want to win? 100%. And to see like how these players could have adapted to his formation. He had like 4 training sessions so far, I reckon. So it should be more than enough.
No, it's 2 training sessions he had. He was able to coach them from Monday this week because last week he didn't have his work permit. So, you know, for me, I'm thinking about it like this. Anyone not pulling their weight, I want to see them hooked. You know what I mean? I also think that, you know, it's a nice, interesting situation because regardless of what it is, whether you like the other manager or you didn't like him, the fact that he's gone and we have this new sense of calm, the fan base is, you know, a little bit more excited, a little bit more open-minded in this moment. You know, it's like a sense of relief throughout the entire club and fan base in this moment. This is how I feel. So, in my honest opinion, I would say is a good start. And you know, we will have some trying times, possibly. Hopefully, we have a win today with a good performance. Excuse. We might have some mistakes, but at the same time, you know, I think we have to look at it from the perspective of not being too critical initially, but trying to see what, okay, maybe they made a mistake, but if the intention was a good intention, rather than
True.
you know criticizing the mistakes. But that's just me in this moment because you know
No, I
doors.
remember the sporting fans in the presser, like, you know, in the live chat, say when he first came in, we lost 5-1 in the Champions League, but you know, we saw something, we saw an idea, and that's why I said we need to have time. But listen, we're playing Ipswich and they are in relegation zone, so listen, we should be able to go in and get a result, like, you know. And by the way, there's some storm going on, right? It's called Bert or something like that, so that might be a guys in the UK, do you have that storm as well? Let us know in the chat as well.
There's a storm in the UK, really?
Yeah, in Sweden and UK and Scandinavia, there's a storm coming in called Bert or something like that. I read it on the news. Really,
I
really.
haven't checked.
It might be howling winds. Yeah, Will is confirming here. I see in the chat we have a storm here. So there might be howling winds. Yeah, seriously. Keep the ball. So you have to keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the interesting thing. You'll have to do. It will be have to look like South American football today. Ground football, dribbling, a lot of dribbling. You know, it'll be interesting. Let me see how it goes. You know, hopefully the weather clears up a little bit. It's not too bad that they can actually play a safe game of football. Because if the wind's too bad, it might be a little dangerous, you know, projectiles and stuff flying around.
Storm Bert, yeah. Storm Bert is coming in, Bartley and Ben flooding as
But
well. What you're saying? Oh my God, guys, hope you're safe. Hope you're safe.
hope guys safe in this moment. So guys, how you guys feeling this morning? You know, to have a lot of interesting views. You know, who you guys think might be in this mystery starting 11? Who you guys think might have an impact into the
Question
game
mark.
today? It would be nice if you guys could let us know in the chat because as you know, it's match day today, Sunday, and this is what this stream is about. A little bit of vibes. You know, Man United is back. Football is back. You know, we had a 2 week break. And it was, you know, a refreshing 2 week break. You know, I mean, we didn't really talk too much about internationals. We didn't really have any drama. Everything was mostly like positive vibes and good things going forward. And I enjoyed that, to be fair. I don't know about you guys, but it felt really good to just, you know, be calm. And, you know, like Neil Snelldon is saying, you know, he's excited, you know, hope everyone is well, happy, you know, first time he had this feeling in a long time. And I think a lot of fans feel like that, you know. Jim, you know, seems very positive this morning. Jack is probably going to watch the game. He hasn't been watching games in a while because he's been disappointed about performances. So it's going to be interesting. You know, Will is, you know, having a good feeling. You may not like this, but Rashford could be up front. You know, Will, but this is interesting
Yeah.
because, you know, to me, you know, I think Rashford is going to play today. I just wasn't sure if he's going to start up front or play in one of those inside 10 roles because at the end of the day, I don't really see him much as a winger. You know, I know a lot of people think he's a winger, but I think he's more of a left attacking forward. So it's a little bit of a slight different concept for me with Marcus Rashford. You know what I mean?
Okay. Wow. Well, I don't know. I if I have to predict, I predict that Rashford will start as number 9, and the 2 10s will be Bruno and Ahmad for some reason. And then you will have the wing backs because you will have the wing backs in form of Garnacho and Mazarawi. Right. That's I mean, basically, you're not eliminated Ahmad's threats, so you will put him as a number 10, one of the number 10s to the right, yeah, and then you will have the wing back in terms of Mazarawi, right? But on the left wing back, you might have a Garnacho going up and down patrolling. You still have a very good attacking line, and in the midfield, of course, Ogate together with Casemiro. I don't see Kobe Mainoo coming in, and the back line, Onana. Is Licha fit?
Not too sure. I've been hearing some reports that he possibly could start at the left centre back role today. I mean, for
Yeah.
me, if he's fit, he starts. If he's not fit, I don't mind seeing someone else
Yeah.
start there. I'm not
No,
going to stress.
I see then Licha, De Ligt, and Lenny Euro. I think Lenny Euro is going to play today.
I'm not too sure. The only thing for me with Lenier, I would love to see him get some game time today. I'm not too sure about if he starts though. I think he's just back from injury. You know, light minutes to see how he does. You know, I wouldn't put him in at the beginning where, you know, we might have to take him off early in a game. I think that's a little bit embarrassing for a player, especially when they're coming back from injury. So I would like to see him get some minutes, 100%, maybe like the last 20 minutes of the game, you know, so he can come in, hopefully United up by a few goals. So it's not that not a dangerous situation. You know what I mean? Big up. You know, a lot of people are talking about Ericsson, but you know, I think Ericsson might have a role to play in today's game. And I know,
Maybe.
like, we all want to see Ahmad start, but Ericsson playing in that second 10 role might not be something that uninteresting. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We're also playing Thursday, Bodigo Glimt as well, so we have a little bit of rotation to watch out for. So maybe Ericsson will be saved for that one. And I saw a comment from Jim Watkins earlier. I just had it up on the screen. The key ingredients to success is patience, as we fans need to be loyal to United. 100%. Will is saying 3-0 to Man United. He's going in bold. 4-1 to United. Maybe do you reckon we will concede?
I mean, I don't know. I think, you know, Ipswich is a good team. You know, I don't think they're like an amazing team. I think they're a very good team. They're well drilled. They have some good performers. Young Rory, you know, has been performing really well. And I think, you know, if we make mistakes, we could get punished. Now, what I do think is that United has a stronger squad in general. We have more quality in the attacking line. And if United, you know, no one actually knows Ruben Amorim that well. You know what I mean? They might know some of the players in the team better than they know Ruben Amorim, so they might try to work players out of the game. But I think if United could get an early goal or two in this game, then it will be curtains for Ipswich Town from early doors. And I just think that we go and score an early goal in this game, man. If we do, it's going to be a long day for Ipswich. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
no. I mean, if we look at, yeah, it's the reset. I mean, it's been 2 weeks international break. We saw the rustiness yesterday. Nobody predicted that Spurs were going in and batter, like, City with 0-4, right? We saw Aston Villa against Crystal Palace, a draw 100%. So anything could happen, but I would say that we are the strongest team. We have the new manager bounce. I don't see us downtooling whatsoever. The only thing is what I might fear a bit, that since it's a new system, players might be a little bit confused, but they shouldn't be, because most of the players, they know how to play football. Like most of the Portuguese know how to play 3 in the back, 4 in the middle, or even 5. You know what I mean? And this, it's not like it's something new invented. You know what I mean? And some people say, well, they throw 3-4-3 might be a little bit pragmatic, but no, it's quite attacking. So
it is pragmatically, depending on how you play it, it could be quite attacking or
depends how
quite
you play it.
defensive.
Yeah.
I think is interesting. I mean, for me, I think a lot of players might be able to adapt. It will just take some time. We have to be patient and see how it goes. I mean, like I get the whole excitement. I am excited, but I feel more like, in the sense that, yes, I know the fan base feels really ecstatic about his first interview. The interaction was really interesting. It's something, it was easier to understand. It was
Yeah.
more, welcoming and to receive.
It was
When
warm.
it
It was
was warm,
warm.
right? But at the same time, I think we need to temper expectations down, because realistically, other teams not in a situation where they're facing their third manager of the season, and United, we have some players there, yes, they have quality. Some of them have bags of talent, but when it comes down to the match day, you know, they don't always stand up tall. They don't keep their heads up. Their heads are dropped. And this is what we have to, kind of support right now. Because realistically, I think, as a fan base, yes, we're excited for Amorim, but we cannot take away the fact that, it's possible that if we were to lose a game, how we would get upset at certain players making mistakes, which I don't think is something we should be doing.
I think the major difference is between being a manager and a head coach is that as a head coach, you're more involved, right? You are there with them on the, you eat, sleep together, you train together. He's also part of the training. He gets to know one-on-one, the weaknesses, the strength, the conditioning, everything. So maybe this is something that we've been missing, right? Maybe, like, to get the tune out of these players, he even said in the presser, like, they're not bad players, they're good players.
I mean,
we probably haven't, like, we played them in the wrong position, or we haven't motivated them enough, and the overall 4-3-2-1 didn't really work. So we will see, man. I tread with cautious, but I think still I will go with 3-1 United. I will go with 3-1 United. I think it's going to be a win. But if it's the storm bursts coming in, so you got to keep the ball on the ground. It's going to be like a wobblers everywhere, and if that's the case. But I don't think we're going to lose this game. I don't think so. But if you look at the Premier League, like, oh, God, it's such a close call up to, like, we need to win to still remain 4 points of top 4, right? So for me, just look at us at the moment. I don't want to see what others are doing, but of course you're going to monitor the table and how we can sort of pick up maximum points to the Christmas break. So.
I mean, of course, that's the aim. That's definitely the aim. I think we need to watch out for key players like Delap and Smodic. These two guys, they've been doing our madness for Ipswich. So while, like, I do expect us to win big, I have said before, I expect it to be like something like a 5-1 or maybe a 3-1 win. I think then we might concede at some point in the game. There might be a transition where we might make a mistake on, because realistically, some of the players will be able to adapt to a back three. But a back three has a lot of focus. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
really, you
that
have
means
to be
that
on it for 90 minutes. You have to be on it. You can't. It's not like playing a back four where it naturally have 4 people plugging a gap. You have 3 people there.
no,
So you have
of
5
course.
spaces instead of having 3. You have 5 spaces instead of having 4. So it's one of those things where, the players, I want to see the performance of the players today. I expect a win. I guarantee saying that from the beginning. You know what I mean? I like LSG. I kind of gassed about it
Yeah, I
because
mean,
you know
I'm
what?
gassed too, man. I'm
New
gassed. I
manager
can't.
bounce, first game back. We have our away game. I don't think Ipswich is a big, problem. I think they're a good team, a good
Mm,
test to see the mentality of these players. You know, when you're looking at a team that beat Spurs last 2 weeks ago, 2-1. They
mm.
beat Spurs, the same Spurs that just beat Man City 4-0. So it's not a bad team. So I think that, it will be a good game. Hopefully the players perform well. Hopefully we score more goals, we make
Yeah,
less mistakes because
yeah.
it's going to be
The
interesting.
the
Big up
only
to Brian
difference,
Foskett in the
yeah,
building. Big up to Campos as well. He says big
yeah.
up to Mick and
Big
Mark.
up for
You know
everyone.
what I mean?
Brian Foskett,
LSG
bring up.
saying he been looking
Yeah, I
forward to a
saw.
United game for a long time.
Oh god, yeah. And Jim
Stephanie
Watkins, you
Griffith
have a
says a win
230.
means positive goal difference.
Yeah,
All these things, Brian Foskett
yeah.
saying like you are 3-0. He thinks it's going to be a clean sheet. You know
Clean
what I mean?
sheet.
Campos
Well,
Purpose saying
that'd be
it's match.
something if it's a clean sheet. That makes her proud. I saw Jim Watkins to say he's in Australia. It's a 2:30 a.m. kickoff for him. So
Yeah.
big up Jim Watkins as well. Listen, I just want to say, like, to play 4 in the back versus 3 in the back, that means more responsibility for Licha, for whoever who plays left centre back and right centre back. There's a lot of areas to be covered, but that means that the wing backs needs to help as well to cover. But there's also a reason why you then played a double pivot, with Ugarte and Casemiro, whoever that might be. I don't think that's it's something unusual for these players like the De Ligt, Mazarawi, and all them, right? I don't think so. It's just you need to cover more ground on their wing. You know what I mean? If you're playing on the left side or right sided, that's the thing. Because these needs to also push forward, right, to provide like a sort of a mid block as well. So it's going to be very fucking interesting to see. We've been crying out for an identity. We saw that Ten Hag tried, but we were just confused. What are you trying to do? It was like watching a Monet picture, and I actually, what do you call it? This Van Gogh picture that doesn't really make sense. It's all mixed up everywhere. So we will see, man. I'm definitely gassed, flabbergasted. I think if we get a clean sheet, knock on wood, fantastic. But as I said, I just want to see a clear identity from minute one, and I want to see us to win goal. 3-1, 2-1, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Footballing gods do exist, Mark. So I'm not going to jinx it. But if I'm going to predict,
I don't know about the identity thing from minute one. I don't believe in that.
I don't know.
I think that's a myth. Because realistically, at the end of the day, no matter what our managers say, the players have executed on the pitch. If the players don't execute it, it's the players' fault, realistically, at the end of the day. And for me, I am positive for a win because at the end of the day, it's Manchester United, as you can see. This is what we are about. And in all fairness, I just feel like, we need to be patient. The manager is going to try things. The players are going to have to execute them. And it's going to take some time for each and everyone to form a sync. Because a lot of the chemistry is different when you're playing in different formations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's see how it goes. Positively optimistic, I would say. I think everybody is positively optimistic in the chat.
Yeah.
Brian is, you can see the mate. Yeah, this is one of the things I'm looking at too. I think, the fan base is going to play a huge part in the success of Ruben Amorim. So this is why I'm keep telling everyone, have some patience. Don't be, too up because, it could get down. And at the end of the day, you have to remember that the manager is just arriving. The players need time
the
to learn
confidence
this new
is there.
system. So
his confidence is there. I'm going to say like Ruben, call me naive, Mark. I'm going to say like Ruben in his interviews, call me naive. I believe he is the right man for the right moment. And the thing is that nobody expects us to do anything right now. Nobody's looking down at us right now. Everyone is looking up from the sixth and up. But there's nothing to say with his confidence and with his mentality and with his charisma and charm and putting an arm around the shoulder and this new system change. Nothing is going to football is a result business, but I have a sneaky gut feeling come May, we will be like pretty high up on the table. That, call me naive, but I just have this feeling. I don't know, like, is he the special one? It kind of feels a little bit, this is the manager that we want. And in this tape that we played earlier, this video clip, he went over, you had Jose Mourinho, you had Ten Hag, you had Ole, we tried everything, but now it's me time, Amorim time.
I mean, everyone is their time when they come in as the head coach. So for me, it's all about how the players react to them, how they execute the principles of the manager. And let's just see, because the 90 minutes coming up, I mean, I was always saying that there's a season where United should be finishing close to top
Yeah,
four, regardless who the manager was, just based on the
yeah.
fact that
Just
every team have their own little differences and changes going on and happening
yeah,
right now. And at the end of the day, it's one of those things where we have to look at it from a more pragmatic approach in this moment,
yeah.
because what I mean, I'm gassed in a different way. You're gassed. The fans are gassed. Everybody feeling a sense of positivity. Everybody excited to see.
Well,
Everybody anticipating, good performances under Ruben Amorim.
I
But at the same time, we have to see what these players do. So I think in 10 games, and I go and make my
yeah,
my
but
my
Mark,
speculation after that.
Mark, I'm gassed in a pragmatic way. When I say gassed in a pragmatic way, because I always had that window of caution behind my analogy and my reasoning. But it is like, when you walk into a saloon, like a cowboy saloon bar, right? You always have this bull, right? You can ride that bull. You know that bull, right? So everyone's trying to ride a bull, but fell off like in the first minute or after 2 minutes. So I really hope that Amorim can master this bull, the mammoth of a club called Man United, which including lots of toxic fans that will turn on your media, will turn on you. And that's why I'm saying, like, this time I'm just going to be patient and just watch him and let him cook, right? So hopefully he can stay on this bull and take us to the promised land, to take us back to the top, right? Ain't going to happen over one season. He got 2.5 years to do it. But if you look at what he did at Sporting, he came in his first year and magical happened, right? And I believe it's because down to his personality and the way he engaging with everyone, including being part of the training, right? Being
All managers are
part of the
part of
team.
training. Mick, it's not new that Ruben Amorim is training with the players. It's not new that every manager is be part of trainings. It's just a different
No,
way.
but it feels like he's part of the team already. Like,
He's not gonna be on the pitch to kick the ball, Mick.
No,
So
no, but
therefore,
it wasn't that far that he hang up the boots. He still feel like he's a player, right? That's the thing. Anyway, I'm
there you go.
optimistically gassed. I'm definitely gassed, and I think we will get a win. And I'm just optimistic for the season. But as I said, like, game by game, like, we have Bordeaux Glimt as well in the Europe, and
I'll be
yeah,
there.
I'll be there. And I'm looking at, like, oh my God. This Premier League table is funny at the moment. You're looking at it like, Nottingham Forest was sitting like on third spot, and now they're down. It is literally from where we are sitting on the 13th spot up to 4. And it's so tight. So it's margins. So all I want us to do is just come from behind and just win game by game, just win. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
And eventually people will slip up. But what I don't want to do is Liverpool to run away with this. I don't want Liverpool to run away.
I don't really care what Liverpool do, to be honest. We're not in a point where we could be challenging for a title. I think right now we shouldn't be even considering chasing down Liverpool. We should just be considering who our next fixture is and how our performance going to be. How we perform. Because at the end of the day, we could consider Liverpool, Man City, and all what the other teams doing, but at the end of the day, they are not Man United. What they do don't affect Man United if we don't do what we have to do. Because we could think about them all the time, but if we as a team don't perform well, don't keep it consistent, don't keep it tight, don't be clinical, if we don't, keep our heads up and keep our fight in the game, then whether or not we consider Man City, what Liverpool doing 10 points ahead of the league, it's not going to change anything night or day.
Yeah, no,
we need to perform, so we have to focus on ourselves.
No, I must open. I backed Ten Hag up to Spurs game. When they came in, we just absolutely flat. That's where I kind of lost my patience with Ten Hag, because I was thinking, well, hang on a second, you've been given all the truth. This is a new structure, and you can't even string a result at home against Spurs. And from there on, I didn't see what he was trying to do. There was no longevity. He was playing for his job game by game, playing players that were no out of possession but no future. And so what I'm trying to say here is that with Amorim, I'm looking forward to see, the development of the youth, who's going to bring up to the team. So at the end of it, when we look at the overall squad depth and the youngsters from the academy that come in, I would say that we have a pretty much, all round. I mean, we have a rotation, we have a depth squad, a deep squad at the moment. Depending
we
on,
don't have a proper left back right now. So
we don't have a proper left back.
So
No,
right now we
there
have
is
to
not.
wait and see how it goes. I think the next 10 games we will definitely see some changes. We will definitely see some performances. But You know, like Jim Watkins saying, onwards and upwards. We need to make winning a habit. It's
Yeah,
going to be a long
exactly.
road back. It's not just going to
Yeah.
be all wins, because realistically, we will have draws, we will have poor performances. You know, anything is possible right now, because we
But
don't know.
you as
Ruben
a
Amorim
fan, you
has
just
never, Ruben hasn't coached in the Premier League yet.
no.
And you know, it's like, for me, it's all about be positive, but be optimistic, because
Yeah.
we shouldn't be considering anything about the title
Yeah.
and promotion of youth right now, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's who going to fit into the squad and how the
Yeah.
performance going to be, how we going to play, if we going to consistently perform, and the system going to work well. Because right now, that's where we at. We are at the beginning.
Mm.
We're not in
Yeah.
the
No. Not
midst or
true.
anything. It's
True.
been 2 training sessions.
Yeah. Brendan, I got a point. Like Liverpool will run out of gas and come Christmas and we'll stumble. We will see, man. I would just say, like, as a fan of this club, like, no matter what, we were never. I do understand everyone else, because we still live with that. We didn't know which team is going to turn up. You want to have that confidence in this team and the manager, and the only way is winning. But lately, like, when in the beginning of the season, I lost it. Like, I didn't have any confidence, because I was watching the game, and you don't know what this team is going to do, right? We don't know, like, if it's going to be a win, draw, or loss. But I want this to be Man United of, the never say die, win at all costs, right? So whenever you tune in and watch a stream, right, a game, you want to feel that confident as a fan, right? You want to have that confidence we will win today. Like, not going into this game to say with the nervousness, oh shit, we're playing Brentford, we're going to lose. And like today, we're playing Ipswich, we're going to lose, right? That's what I don't want to. You know what I mean? I want to feel confident that,
you can't feel confident in that kind of situation until the players start winning games.
Yes. That's the point.
That's not going to happen unless the players perform, which they haven't been doing, because it's the same players we have under Ten Hag. They might change positions. They might perform better. Who knows? We don't know.
The point is, the cure of confidence is winning, So if the team starts winning under Amorim, everything, if the fans start to get confident in it, then all of a sudden you will have this fantastic vibe all around, everyone will be on board, and that's what it is. It's all about winning. And he said it as well, like, I kind of dissected in his 17-minute long press conference. It's all about winning. Yeah,
true is all about winning, but at the same time, the same players that we had under Ten Hag, same players who weren't scoring goals, same players who don't perform for one half and then perform for a second half.
Yeah,
we have to see how the changes work, because at the end of the day, for me, I understand the positivity and the hype and all that that Amorim said, but realistically, he not on the pitch kicking the ball. The same players who was playing, rubbish a few weeks ago, is the same players who want to kick a ball this week.
Exactly. And this is what I've been trying to say, my friend, is that it's going to be bloody interesting to see if we can get a tune out of the same players to do well and better and become a different team, as what we saw under Ten Hag. That's going to be interesting to see. Because technically nothing has changed, only the training squad. I mean, the managers and the assistant managers has changed, and the system. Now it's up to them to get the best out of this team. According to what they said in the press conference, same players got Ten Hag sacked. So it's going to be interesting. Can you get a tune out of the existing squad to do what you want to win?
No clue.
I have no clue. And that is the mystery, what I want to see as a fan.
Yeah, interesting. Well, guys, it's been an interesting one this morning. Big up to Mick Ruby for joining. Big up to all of you for coming in. Campos thinks that the Liverpool players will start missing Klopp's bright teeth, short days in the dark winters. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? Ten Hag got the squad playing at below their levels. That's what you believe. I think some of those players were playing at their levels, because some of them are just not good enough. I don't think that, it's one thing that we could always be hoping for some players to be tuned in by a new manager every single season. I think players need to be tuned because they're playing for Manchester United. It's more about the basic effort, basic performances, and your basic energy levels when they walk onto the pitch. And it's not about you. It's about the team. It's about Man United every single day of the week. And if you're not up to those levels as a player, then you know what? You can hit the door and leave.
Yeah.
Because basically, I think Amorim has that same mentality. He's not going to be standing on these players, performing 1 minute here and then having a purple patch there, and then we thinking about improving them next season. I don't think it's going to be like that, and I hope it's not going to be like that. And to be fair, it's all about just having a good game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I just want to see the team perform well. Whoever starts, I hope they stick to the principles. Whoever plays, I hope they perform well and they support their teammates. And whoever is up front, just be clinical when they get the chances
Yeah,
and
no,
score those goals.
100%.
Because it's one of those things, guys. And, you know, it's going to be a great start. Everybody's anticipating this game is the first game of Ruben Amorim's tenure at Manchester United after having 2 training sessions with the team. Let's see the idea that he promised us. Let's see what happens. Let's see if United can grab a win today. We are at Ipswich, game in just a few hours from now, and I believe that we will get a win. I hope that you guys are positive as well. You know what I mean? Jack Reacher is saying PGMOL Albion 6, Man United nil. I mean, if you look at some of the calls in the previous game, you could be saying it's something like that, Jim. You know what I mean? There are lots of horrific
Yeah.
calls with some of the referees that we saw take place before. You know, and to be fair, guys, you know, we were talking about Ten Hag, but today's all about Ruben Amorim. At the
Today
end
is
of the
Ruben
day, it's his
time. Yeah.
first game. No
Yeah.
one, Ten Hag is gone. He is not coming back. Ruben is here and is the new manager. Let's be positive about that. And whether you like Ten Hag or you didn't like Ten Hag, Ruben Amorim is now our manager. So,
Yeah, man.
The conversation of who was right and who was wrong, it can only be proven at the end of the season based on the record that this manager
Yeah.
achieves with this new
There,
squad.
there was a good, brilliant question there, Mark. Basically, I'm going to ask you what you think. Do you think there'll be any January signings for Ruben, or do you think that Ruben is now assessing what he can make out of the existing squad?
Yeah.
Do you think they will go in January, right?
I don't know, but to be fair, I think that is one of those things that, recently there was reports that Jim Ratcliffe has, sent Dan Ashwood to secure some signings in January and move some players on. So there's a possibility that there will be some shock signings in January. I don't know how it goes, but, like LSG saying, it's definitely a new era. And big up to all of you guys, because I really have to go. So, Mick, I don't know what you think about if there's going to be signings in January. I know you said
I certainly hope,
on,
and I want to say that for everyone that's watching in, we got to stop living in the shadow of the past of Sir Alex and everything. We cannot be the Manchester United of the old. So this is the new area. This is where you start turning the page, and we never played with 3-4-3 system. We never had a head coach before. So for me, this is definitely a new historical page in Man United, right? This is how we can now build from here and start working our way up to the top again. So if Ruben is the one that can do it, he would be a legend for sure. It will be written down in history books.
Let's see. We're here for the journey, guys. A new journey begins today. So we're here for it. And like Pyramid Scheme is saying, there's nothing to assess from Amorim. He should already know who ain't good enough, and it should be up to them to prove him wrong.
I
and that's
think
the
he
only
knows
thing
already.
I would say, because realistically, I don't care about some of these players saying they need an arm around them. They're getting paid thousands of dollars to perform at one of the best football clubs in the world. If you need someone to inspire you, you don't need to be here. That's just my honest opinion.
Preach.
I don't care if it's Bruno. I don't care if it's Rashford. I don't care if it's Ahmad. I don't care if it's Anthony. I don't care if it's any one of those players. But if you need an arm around you guys to play for Manchester United and win for Manchester United, this is not the place for you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
This is not the place for you. So big up to everyone joining. Hope you guys have a great one. Game day, if we will know if they're not good enough. Training is not all. I mean, you're the one who says, coaching. So,
yeah, no,
yourself.
But what he's trying to say, it's fair comment. What he's trying to say, the proof will be in the pudding on game day. You will see if they're good enough or not.
Once it's never Miss Rob, he can't talk about nothing that doesn't include coaching. Big up to everyone. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us, Mick Ruby. Big up to Story and everyone in the building. Big up to Jack Reacher and Brian Foskett. Big up to Jim Watkins as LSG as well. Big up to you guys coming in, Compost Smurf. Big up to you, Brendan Chappelle. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Hopefully we'll see more of you coming in as the new managers here. Big up to Brian Foskett and Niall Sneddon. Big up to Jim Watkins again. Big up to Stephanie Griffith. Big up to Joe Blackman as well. Hope you guys have a great day. It's the match day, so tune in later on. Mick Ruby's gonna have a warm-up telling you guys about the pre-match
No. This is the warm-up, Mark. This is the warm-up. We'll see you later, Mark, for the match reaction. Yeah.
So definitely we'll be at the watch along, and of course Mick and Mark Mick, Ruby, and Mark, myself, we're gonna have
We
the
did the player
reaction today.
ratings.
We're gonna be doing, the player ratings. So guys, join us after the watch along. In a separate stream, Mick will be, starting a stream right after. We'll be jumping in there to react to the players come in. All of you join us later on. Hope you have a great day. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe, especially if you're in the non-live section. Please, leave a comment, leave a criticism, leave a score prediction. Let us know how you feel about Ruben Amorim's first day at the helm of Manchester United. It's been Mark Nurse and it's been Mick Ruby. Big up to all of you guys. It's the Mick and Mark Sunday fun day, match day, Man United warm up. Let's go. And you know what? Glory, Man
Glory,
United.
Man United.
Big
Let's
up
go.
to each and every one of you.